the smoke. He's got to wait for his teammates to arrive.
Yeah, that is a huge misplay from Favin. As the solo B player on those holds, you cannot be in a position to die and not be able to get away. The most important thing is the information. And now, but Dennis has managed to trade this back and coming through the smoke.
Snatchy, the flick, it's not there. The rifles. With such courageous plays, Dennis, he made the best of a bad situation, nearly making it possible. But in the end, it comes up top trumps for the T side as they finally get themselves 8 rounds. Best case scenario now, this goes 8-7 if you're a Sprout fan. Worst case scenario, it goes 9-6 if you're a fan of HellRaisers. And that's going to be what they're hoping for. The only potential boon to counter that is the fact there's still a double AWP setup in play for Sprout.
And if you are that solo B player in situations like that, you have to be playing in a position where you can get the information or don't get just headshotted through the wall. That's not what Favin likes to see. But when you are the solo B players, you have to be playing in a position where you can just get info and get away. But what is going on in this round?
They're just fighting. They're just scrapping all over the gaff. They're just going for these peaks. And it seemed like it was going to be a rough opener for Sprout, right? When Favin drops. But you know what? I guess that just woke them up. I guess it was like a splash of water in their face. They're seeing red and they're painting the entire map blood red off the back of the fallen HellRaisers players. There's 2 of them left. A dynamic duo. And they'll be going head-to-head against Spiddy. Again, it's just a one-man setup on the B site. He has utility, but I don't know if he'll even have the opportunity to chuck it out.
Yeah, now we can see Snatchy is rotating his way over towards the B site, but he doesn't want to make much noise. And Speedy here, he just sort of has to play passive. He cannot die in this situation. He needs to make sure he stays alive, gives his team a chance, and he does go for the spray through the smoke, and it is risky. But Kalinka is not able to connect, and neither is Speedy. Nade comes in. It does miss. Oh, he spotted him, though. He has spotted him up on top of Emo, so he knows that they're there. And now all the CTs are coming in together. Flashes are raining out. HR pushing towards the backhaul. Kalinka goes up, and he gets 1. Now it's down to a 2 versus 2.
Who's going to walk away with the edge at the end of the half? Will it be 8-7 or is it going to go 9-6? Timing's called into question. They have to jump on that bomb soon, but they're being spammed up and they'll finally lose Speedy. It's all on Diha. Switches to the pistol, but he can't mount the comeback with a Glock as he will fall. And it
And overall, from Sprout's perspective, you have to be kind of happy with how that ended, because even though you lost 2 close rounds right at the end of the half, they were down 7-1 at one point. So being able to bring this back to a 9-6 is a really good half from them. They might be disappointed that they weren't able to actually win out the half. Those last 2 rounds that they weren't able to actually win out the half super close. Because those last 2 rounds that they did lose at the end of that half were super. But given the situation they found themselves in the early game, and actually just remembering that 1v3 from Flarich as well, which had totally shut down Sprout's hopes in the very early days of that first half, I think that Sprout is going to be pleased that they were able to pull off 6 rounds.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, the crazy bit about it is as well, right, is there was 2 rounds that were entirely just 1v1s, because those back-to-back 1v3s happened one after another, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, back-to-back. It was round 3 and round 4, I think. Or it might be round 4 and round 5, but either way, really early in the half.
Which is pretty crazy. Like, it's not that often that you do have those sole survivor rounds, because they're not that sustainable. They're not that repeatable. So the fact they happened one after another, I think it set us up for a much more chaotic late half.
And I wonder how crazy it's going to get on this T side, because we saw HR's approach to this T side was just run and gun and brawl out, right? Yeah. They did have decent strats and executes, but you only saw them take those out when they felt like they needed to. A lot of their play was actually just getting up into the face of Sprout and getting aggressive. And I wonder if they're going to take that same aggression into the CT side, because Inferno is a map where you can play like that if it does fit your style.
When we say aggression, though, my mind immediately goes to this T-side pistol from Sprout, however.
Love the dualies. Love the dualies.
Oh, mate, look at the amount of utility that's been invested, though, for Sprout. They're not going to be going for something fast and flashy here. They're going for something very smart and calculated.
This must be some kind of B execute, I would think. Oh, but look at HR. They do not want any of this, and they are just running it down mid. Nobody turns.
What? I mean, all right, it's a brawl, I guess. The Julies have been picked up. Favin's got him in his hands. He hits a shot with them, but it's all about the Glocks. It falls into the 1v1. The USP. Jalaim with a flick up. 3 frags for him in the pistol. What was that?
All of that utility, and HR does not let them use any of it. They say no to your executes, run down B, run down mid. Sprout was not prepared for that. They invested so much utility into that round, and they weren't able to use any of it, Jackie. It just turned into a fight to the death. And look at them again. Look at them again, HR, they won't stop!
Mate, they're playing CSS mixers at this point, running it down, taking it like champs, and just laying down the law. They want to break the confidence of Sprout and make them feel so isolated here on their T side. There's only 3 of them left alive. One man, Diha, he has a FAMAS, but he won't get the opportunity to use it yet. His brethren are being slain all around him as well. This is still a potential winnable round, because HR have invested everything into the aggression. If they lose problem, they could be in for a gigantic problem of the fact that they would have openings on A or B, but he's not been seen, Davey. He's able to stay alive, tucked in towards T-Apps.
And he's in a weird spot where he's not actually that useful where he is. You know, he's not going to be able to fast flank if they actually do get into A site. He doesn't have any information. He's actually not in that useful of a spot. So now he has decided he needs to do something. He realizes that this isn't actually an ideal position to be in. And the fight does happen towards top of mid, though, and Flair just shuts it both down and makes all of it irrelevant.
He's got himself on 21 frags as well. Really giving it at this point. But Sprout, they've been taking it for the previous 2, and they've been saving up, ready to bring out the Kalashnikovs and get the AKs on parade going into the 3rd round. The thing is, off the back of those 2 rounds of unadulterated aggression as well, Sprout are going to be paranoid it will happen again, right?
Oh yeah, no, this is straight rated R content here. This is made for adults. Children are not meant to see this, and they're going through the windows. 2 go down, 3 again. We're 10 seconds into the round, Jackie, and 4 kills have happened.
I was saying they should probably think about it happening again. I didn't imagine that HR would actually do it again, but they are. They are the non-stop thrill seekers at this point. Get them to a fairground because they are having a crazy day. Jalaim, stuck into the back of the site though, playing behind the pillar. Can he punish them? Sees the head of the player pushing up close towards Jenny. Swings wide and slays Faven. Spiddy will trade it back, and we're locked into a 2v2. The CTs are isolated. There's a bit of a divide between the both of them, but they just gamble, charging in with a FAMAS. It's a risky play to make, and it leaves Flairich in a horrendous spot. 1v2 on the retake. M4 loaded, 30 bullets of pain can be distributed. Snatchy and Spiddy are both low, sub 50 HP. If they peek, they'll be really risking themselves, and the swing out from Snatchy walks into the pre-fire and goes down because of it. HR have won round 3 and bring themselves back in with a beauty here on a CT half.
Flairich can do no wrong. As soon as he kills Dennis, he knows they're doing a bait setup. He knows they're playing for contact. He takes out Dennis and immediately flicks and starts pre-firing triple. He took a coin flip, Jackie. If he decided to peek from the other side of triple, that spray completely misses and Flairich dies. But he wins the coin toss. He pre-fires the left side. That's exactly where Snatchy peeks from. He wins the round again. Flairich is the hero of Inferno.
He's got so much flair to him, man. Honestly, if this was in an environment where there was people watching the game on LAN, Davey, it'd be sounding like Ric Flair was in the crowd with the amount of woos that would be coming out off the back of that one. Exactly. There he is, back from the dead.
Wait, is he dead?
I don't know. Is Ric Flair dead?
Oh, don't do that to me right now.
Hang on. Citation needed.
Do the research, Jackie. I'll take over this round. So Faven is at the bottom of Banana. He's looking for Kalinka, and Kalinka is trying to give it to him, but a lot of damage traded out back and forth, but no kills happened. HR does have 4 people towards this A bomb site, though, and we can see JR. He's going aggressive. He wants to get a little bit of information here. Kalinka as the solo B-man. No nades left. He needs to fall back and stay alive, but Snatchy shuts down that aggression from JR. Not allowed. And Dennis walking up towards this long side. There is a man in the arch, but he takes him down as well. No problem for Dennis. Problem for problem. And now Flairich inside of the pit. Can the hero of the map do anything about this? They're not even gonna go. Kalinka with the trigger discipline. He's gonna get 3.
Oh my goodness. Ric Flair might still be alive, but Kalinka is ending the lives of everyone on Sprout. He's 71, by the way, Davey. He's still absolutely fine. I'm sorry for tainting his name. But talk about the taint in this round, right? It felt like it was over, but Faven has a chance to still save it. It's a 1v1. 35 HP, both of them wielding AKs. Flerich holds and plays for the read, knowing, of course, as soon as he does commit to this site, he's got to stay there. There's only 8 seconds, so he can't afford to do anything crazy. Get it down on first oranges. Oh, he holds on first oranges, though. At times, this could be a very unfavorable angle. It's a bit risky. He's going to try and make the best of a bad situation. Flerich, however, slowly advancing as he's clearing out his angles. A little bit wary about where Faven might be hiding. He will get onto the bomb site. If he doesn't clear his left, if he doesn't peek towards first oranges, he gives up the game! And he gives up the clutch as Sprout, even though they were ruined with a backstab, they still win the round.
Wow, yeah, the thing about that first orange is if they do decide to clear you, you are just dead because they see you first and there's nothing you can do about it. But you're gambling that it's such a bad spot, they're not going to check it. That's the gamble you take, and that is the gamble he got right in that situation. And now HR's money is in absolute tatters. No funds on the side of HR.
I have royally pooed the bed, Davey. Get the sheets in the wash. Get yourself a new mattress. Forget about it.
Oh, God. And now, we see Sprout working their way towards Banana, and the boost does come out, but the fight was not committed to, actually, and we see him just drop the smoke and keep himself alive. Sprout going for this top of mid control. They've been able to get this for pretty much for free for this entire game. We do see one player is advanced. Jaleem is advanced into the window, and there's no way they're going to know that he's in here. We can see Diha has come through. He's in the door. He is in the door, but he didn't peek it. He's not on native, Jackie. He's on 4x3. He doesn't see Diha clear him. And down he goes.
You won't be seeing anything anymore. The light's gone out. No one's home for HR. Faven's coming on home, though, as he'll hit that headshot back on Kalinka. Down to 3 players remaining for the CTs. Look at the rotation. They're fully committing. They're trying to get everyone over to the site in the nick of time. And that Fama spray might have just saved this round for them.
Yeah,
they
now
realize.
They have the information. They have the information now, exactly. So now you can see them just be like, no, we're out. But Faven might get caught. Ooh, having to get that bomb. Always risky. Always a scary thing.
Oh no, the only issue is it's the firing squad towards middle. There was a chance, but it really goes down the pan as it's all gone wrong. Scout pulled out, headshot connecting onto Dennis. Faven, he made it to site. He completes his mission. He gets the bomb planted and gives Sprout effectively the GG into the round. There was a scout flick from JR, but he doesn't pull off the second in time. Couldn't quite cock the rifle to have another stab in the darks. They do lose it, but at least they made it quite costly. Only 2 weapons saved for Sprout.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, of course, HR is going to be on this full eco going into this round. I think they might have, that's the thing on Inferno, is that you have to play the economy game a little bit different than the other maps because of how reliant you are on utility. So last round, they did opt to go for the force buy, but because they all bought down to pretty much 0, the financial situation they find themselves in now is even if they full save on this round, going into next round, they're not going to have enough for full buys. They're going to have to, like we were talking about in the first half, they're going to have to choose. Do we go for the upgraded weaponry and just run at them, which I can see HR doing, to be fair, as we've seen, or do they go for the lesser guns to make sure they have the utility? And that's a decision they're going to have to make next round.
God damn. I'm glad at least we're seeing some pauses coming out in this series. I feel like even over just through these 2 games, we saw more pauses today than we did get the whole best of 3 with Endpoint yesterday.
That's true. Yeah, probably. Lots of teams. These teams are, you know, they're serious. They're business, right? I think HR went 16-1 in the regular season of MDL, and Sprout went 15-2, if I believe is. I'm also just kind of making that up based off of you know, random knowledge that I think somebody told me once. So that might be correct, and it might just be completely wrong, but I think it is correct. So these 2 teams are the 2 best teams in the division on paper. And Sprout, of course, did have that Pro League spot before it was taken from them in the downsizing of the Pro League. So
yes,
they are trying. You know, they obviously want to get that back. They want to work their way back in there.
You got it, man. They're on the right roads. Obviously, winning this puts them into a great position. If they bring it back here as well and actually do take it 2-0, because keep in mind, right, they're the team that is up a map right now.
Yep.
You might be joining the stream and thinking, oh, is this still first map because of how quick it's gone? But no, we played out Vertigo. It was just finished so fast that we've already got quite deep into Inferno.
And so many rounds on Inferno as well have just been so fast because HR just runs at them like relentlessly, just holding W at Sprout. So and they have, obviously they're winning the game. They're winning 12-8, but it just means the rounds get played out so quickly a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, I do also wonder what would have been the different outcome if HR didn't go like, right, full send it, boys, play utter confidence for those first 3 rounds coming into the second half.
Right.
Because Sprout just weren't ready for that at all. Even after it happened twice, you could see still, like, in their minds, I think they were going, okay, well, they're not going to do it again, surely.
Yeah. Dude, that's what it used to be like back in the day, scrimming against MDL teams. When you're a pro league team and you scrim against MDL teams who they don't really know like the levels of tactical Counter-Strike yet, but they know what works for them in their games, so they just run at you endlessly, just endlessly running at you. And you're like, it's actually really hard for us to even practice anything against you guys because we're just killing you running at us, or you're killing us running at us, and nobody gets to actually practice anything. But that's HR's actual play style, it seems like. And it does make sense that on Vertigo they wouldn't do as well there, because on Vertigo you can try to play like that, but if the other team, like I said, I was talking about on Vertigo, if the other team is comfortable, they're going to win out on those gunfights a lot of the times because of how favored those angles are if you're the player who's more comfortable on the map.
Oh, absolutely, man. Inferno just lends it to it. It's one of those maps where it's like the second you see a team pulling that out on CT side, it annoys you as well. The third time you have it happen to you, you're just like, they're still just pushing us. Like, guys, look, please just hold angles. Stop dying to them running down mid. And the more it happens, the more the team just gets annoyed.
Yeah, no, it gets really frustrating, especially because you think almost the counter to it is just, well, just have your op post. It's like, post where? Post window, post mid, post banana. How many places is your op supposed to hold on, right? It's actually really not that easy to shut that down with just like having an op hold for the pushes, especially when they're pushing multiple spots all at once and they're using a lot of utility to get there.
Oh, absolutely, man. Well, still in a pause at this point. Do you want to speculate on what's happened? Do you reckon someone's dropped a bowl of cereal over the PC?
Bowl of cereal? It seems unlikely that specifically, you know? I mean, I guess I'm not a... I mean, it could happen.
Hey, I've had it happen once. It was...
during an official.
Yeah. It was during the Gamdon... I think it was the Gamdon, like, 50k tournament or whatever it was, where it was Endpoint versus... what?
Oh, it must have been one of the Brits who spilled the cereal during the official.
No, it was... I'm trying to remember who it was, but I'm pretty sure it was a player that was playing with Kubakan at the time. Obviously, Tony Black these days.
Okay.
But yeah, it was one of them. And I remember we had this pause. It was going on for ages. And the producer was just like, sorry, guys. We will be sending the game live as soon as possible. One of the players has had to go and find the new keyboard as he spilt milk over the keyboard and it's broken. And it's just like, what? Like between maps, were you just like, let me just get some special K down me. Let me get that in.
You'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised. I've had teammates who like chug an entire Red Bull right before a map starts. And I'm just like, you realize
this is just gonna fuck you up, man.
I was like, you realize like the science of how this works is that this is going to hurt you more than it helps you. And he's like, I was about to do an impersonation of his voice, but that would give away who he was like, super quickly. So he was just like, no, man, this stuff just works for me. I'm telling you, like, this is just good. This is how I've always played. This is great. And so like we had to like show him like studies that show what happens to your blood sugar if you like just shot a whole bunch of caffeine and sugar into your body over like 10 seconds. If you practically inject yourself with 150 milligrams of caffeine and however many grams of sugar, like in the next 20 minutes your body is going to crash. Like your blood sugar is going to be all over the place and you're going to crash and feel tired. Like this is not what you want, man. This is not what you want. If you want to drink a Red Bull while you play, just sip it.
Have a sip.
Sip it throughout the game. Have a sip. And preferably go sugar free. That's the better option. If it's just for
because
the
then you get the caffeine. You don't have none of the sugar crash. Yeah, man.
Exactly. Because you don't want to spike your blood. It's the same problem with carbs too. People who load up on carbs before a game, you just feel slow. Like your body is just lethargic. You know, like you're just. It's like I don't know. The funniest is when people do that and they're like, I just can't really feel it today. You know, I just don't feel comfy. I don't feel into it. It's like, yeah, what'd you eat? Oh, an entire plate of pasta. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, man. You gotta. That's like with me. It was always the chicken. You'd load up on the chicken beforehand. You get the
Yeah, chicken's
protein.
good.
And
Yeah.
you coast on through. You know,
Yep.
you Gucci.
Chicken and
Oh man.
caffeine. That's a play.
I had a teammate once. We were playing in a qualifier, and we were playing a nuke game. I think it was like it must have been like 13, 12 or something. Basically, at the time, I remember pushing into B site. Like we pushed into lower. There's three of us there. It's a 3v2, and it's like this is a big round. We win this round, huge boys. Like we're in a pretty good spot here. We could take this.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you just hear, Sam, Sam, chicken nuggets. And I can just hear him just going, Mum, fuck off, Mum. We're in a qualifier, Mum. And then just, chicken nuggets, Sam. All of a sudden, Sam just stops talking. There's just no response. It's me and him left in a 1v1. And I'm just like, dude, Sam, dude, peek. Hello. Just nothing. We get to the next round. We pause. He's just sat in spawn. Just nothing. He leaves the server. We're so fucking confused. It must have been about 10, 15 minutes go by. The other team's just like, can you unpause? Can you play it out? We had to play it out 4v5. We lose. He comes back and he's just like, yeah, my mum turned the internet off.
Oh my god, that's
She
so
said-
unreasonable.
Yeah, she's just like, she said I have to eat the chicken nuggets, and it's just like, the chicken nuggets couldn't have waited 10 minutes until we won the game. Like,
Yeah, was it that important actually right now that you had to eat these chicken nuggets? I was always lucky with that. I had good parents for that, and like I could tell them like, look, you have to treat this like I'm playing a game of hockey, or I'm playing a football match, or I'm working. Especially when I started getting paid and I was like getting older, and I was like, treat this like I'm at work right now. Like if you were at work doing your job, I couldn't just like walk in and make you stop doing what you're doing so that I could talk to you for a couple minutes. You know what I mean? Like it's like no, like I have to do this, right? So that I always made that. That's the most important thing. If any kids are listening and you're trying to be a professional Counter-Strike player, pro gamer, and everything, make sure you're communicating with your parents. It's so important. Like explain to them what it is, explain to them how important it is to you, explain to them the whole situations. Make sure that they have an understanding of what it is you're actually trying to accomplish. It's very important, especially in North America. I think in Europe parents tend to have a better understanding, not the UK of course, but in the rest of Europe. But in the rest of Europe they tend to have a better understanding.
Yeah, so, no, you get like English people just don't get it, man. To be fair, I don't know what it's like now. Growing up now, it's probably a little bit easier because I imagine like a lot of parents these days, they seem a bit more tech savvy, if you know what I mean. They get it a little bit more. Whereas obviously like growing up before, they just wouldn't get any of it. They had no idea what the fuck was going on. Especially when you try and explain to them about going to LAN and they're just like, what? You've got this friend who's going to come and pick you up and take you and your computer for 5 days to Kettering with loads of other men to play Counter-Strike. And you're like, yeah. No, it could be really good, man. We could win some money. And she's just like, I don't know about that. Like,
yeah, when I was younger, my mom used to come to all the events with me.
Aww.
I wasn't allowed to go on my own for that reason. She was worried, and I was lucky. She was cool about it, so she used to come with me to the events when I was a kid. Because like I was like 14 years old, and like you said, playing at professional and semi-professional events as a 14-year-old. It's just like, so you want to fly? Let me get this straight. You want to fly to New York City? Your friend who's already there is going to pick you up at the airport, drive you back to a hotel. You're going to share a hotel room together. And then you're going to play Counter-Strike for 12 hours the next day at Comic-Con. It's like, yep, I'm coming. You're not doing that. I'm coming too. We're not having that. So that's how that went for me.
That's pretty baller though. At least she was like, you can still go, but
yeah.
I'm coming with you. Yeah,
of course. Yeah. No, like I said, I was lucky with my parents. Very understanding. Like I said, I think communication was the most important thing. Like really explaining to them, what it is.
Oh yeah. Well, that was like the other bit with it as well. Is I think my mum started to get it more, but at first she had like no idea. Especially like when I started commentating as well, because I remember Face It, and this was back in like 2015, right? So I was still in college. And they were just like, "Hey, do you want to come cast?" Like we're doing at the time, it was like me, DDK, and James, and we were doing EU, NA, and then Oceania. So it was just like 3 days of basically like games all the day, and I just kind of sleep in the office because we rotate like who's casting. So I just have a sleep over some gaming chairs and then keep going. But I had college on those days, so I just kind of fucked it off and just went. Because I was like, well, you know what I mean? How many times are you going to get asked to go and cast for Face It when you're like 17 versus go in and build some walls? Because I was doing a bricklaying course. and it's like, yeah, I kind of know how to build a wall at this point. I'll go. I think it'll be fine. And so my mum was like, you've what? You've been just bunking off to go and cast Counter-Strike. And I'm like, yeah, but mum, think about it. Like, I could do this as a
it's
job.
Great.
Yeah, it's like I could do this as a job rather than lay bricks. And she's just like, yeah, but you need a trade. You need a trade. It's just like, no, mum.
This is my new trade.
Yeah, I am an esports man now.
People in the chat want to know if 1 sec, let me minimize and go back. Is the Sam you were talking about the chicken nugget story, is that Astro, is what somebody's asking?
No, not the UK Astro. It's a guy called Dreamy Drummo who yeah. Astro's good though. He's a good lad, man. Yeah. That guy's fucking sick.
Also, shout out 20 and Momo for being just godlike mods right now. Guys, just
they've been put to work.
Oh, they've been going ham. For all the Russian viewers who are joining, I know the Russian stream is down, so we have a lot of you in here. The reason why I have to make all of you speak English in my chat is because I don't speak Russian. And so you guys could be saying banned words that I don't know what they are. So that's why we have to delete all the Russian messages. It's not because I don't like Russians, okay? It's because I don't want to get banned for something you guys say because I didn't moderate it. All right. So that's why the rule is English only. Okay. Appreciate you guys following the rules. Also, we don't know what the pause is for. For everybody asking, we're not sure. Yeah. We're just as in the dark as you are. We're just doing our best. We're just doing our best fill at this point. We have no clue when the Sprout guys are coming back. We don't know much about any of this. So we're just waiting around like you guys.
Yeah. No official word. So yeah, if you enjoy a bit of rambling, stick around. I'm sure the game will be back at some point. It does look like we've lost 2 of the Sprout players, though, so I have no idea if it's actually maybe an internet issue or something, or if they've just timed out.
Yeah. Let me go check I'll go check the Discord real quick and see what's up.
Oh, yeah. Have a bit of a gander. I will be 2 seconds as well. I'm going to make a quick trip to the water closet, and then I'll be back.
No problemo. Okay, so what I'm seeing here in the Discord is that they're having internet issues and there's no update on when they're going to be coming back, guys. So that's that. That is that. Are sorry about the delays, of course, although there's nothing we can do about it. If I could, guys, I would just start game. If I was caster, I would just caster start game. But unfortunately, that's not how this works. We are at the mercy of the players. So we are going to be sitting here waiting. I'm going to wait for Jackie to come back so that he can entertain you people while I go get a drink of water after. Think about Saw. Honestly, Toopsy, I haven't watched enough of Saw recently to give you any real analysis on it. I think that they look like a really good team, though. They seem like a good team. I'll tell you that much. I haven't watched enough of in depth of their stuff. I need to watch some more of their demos, but yeah, not 100% sure. No, there's no way they're going to be forfeiting them. I'm not sure what the plan is. Oh, we have one back. Speedy has rejoined. Oh, and Dennis has rejoined as well. Here we go. We might be getting back into this game. Arya is alive. Ariana Grande. Arya is alive. I think he's trying to play Valorant right now. He also asked me to play a 1.610 man the other day. So that was fun. But yeah, no, he is absolutely alive. I love him. He's a great guy. Hello from Russia. I'm your big fan. Hope to see you soon back in Mythic. Hey, thanks, Shooting Trash. Appreciate it, man.
Yo.
Appreciate you. Yo, glad to have you back, Jackie. They are back in the server. Not sure if they're going to get started right away, but I am going to go grab a drink of water now that you're back. So I will be right back.
Treat yourself. Enjoy it. See how it goes. Oh, yeah. We'll do the old fill-in on a catch-up for anyone that is currently sliding in, baffled about what's going on. about why there's been so much argy-bargy. So what are we working with? Obviously, first map was shut down pretty quickly. It was a very fast affair from Sprout. They locked that down 16-4. HellRaisers got mullered. They were left looking like a yogurt. Then we go into Inferno. First half, pretty quick as well. That was a 9-6. Couple of clutches, 2 of them to be precise, that were thrown in that were 1v3s. 1 for Sprout, 1 for HellRaisers. They were tasty. Other than that, first 3 rounds of the second half were carnage. HellRaisers just pushed down mid, time in, time out, just swinging for it. And that left us here on a 12-8 split with HellRaisers leading. Obviously, since then, we had the pause. And we haven't come back from that. Still looks like we're getting a couple of players dropping in and out for Sprout as well. As they're down to 4 players again.
Yeah,
so I am
thinking,
I guess it's got to be some kind of internet or hardware issue for Sprout at the minute, right?
Yeah, it was an internet issue. You were gone. I checked MDL Discord, and they said that that 2 players from Sprout are having internet issues at the moment.
Okay, well that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. What's happening here in the chat as well? I love a gander.
Oh yeah, a lot of exciting stuff.
Oh yeah, Topsy. Hey Jackie, do you think Sprout can turn this around? Yeah, I think so. The rounds are still really close. Like, I mean, they just got fucked. First 3 rounds of the second half, they did absolutely get rinsed. But that was HR basically just full sending it down mid. So once we get into some proper CS, once the game gets going again, yes. Only issue I have is obviously what? This has been like a 15-minute, 10-minute pause now, maybe?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, momentum could come into question.
That might take some of the wind out of HR sales, you know?
Yeah, I suppose it's a double-edged sword.
It really
when
could just work both ways, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those where it's like, when you get a pause that's this long, it doesn't really help anyone. I think both of you kind of just stagnate.
Yeah. The only time it ever, like, for sure helps one team is if one team is just flying. Like, one team's up 7-0, and then just a 30-minute pause comes in. And it's just like, well, they've lost all their momentum. You know, that's when that really does help the team who's just getting shit on. But because the second half, like, obviously HR ran it down at them at the beginning and won the first 3 rounds, but then Sprout immediately just took 2 back. So now it's like, you know, there isn't really a clear moment. One team doesn't have any clear momentum at this point.
Yeah. Curious to see when we'll get this going again.
Yeah, at 2:49, there was still no updates. So we are just waiting.
I think that's one of the interesting things as well about, like, internet these days, right? Because sometimes you just get rinsed, especially like UK internet. It's like a Sunday at 8 p.m. It's just like, good luck, mate. This internet at any point could just go off for no reason.
Oh, God,
you have
that's awful.
no guarantees.
Dude, I'm real lucky. The guy who, although I do get like 1 or 2 like random outages a year, like it does happen. But
yeah,
the guy who owns the internet company is my neighbor. So I just have like the sickest lines. Like I have like I have gigabit lines that are like custom ran directly into like right in front of our house and shit. My routing goes through my city instead of like, you know how normally how internet routing works, right? Like you live, let's just say you live in Manchester and you want to connect to a Swedish Counter-Strike server, right? Usually you have to go from like Manchester to London, and then from London to, let's say, somewhere in Germany or France or whatever, and then from there to Sweden, and that's how like ping works, right? You have to ping that many times on that many.
Yeah.
For me, mine just goes directly to my city. It's like 5 minutes away. There's no like bouncing off of all the other hubs. It just routes directly through there because that's where all their like data centers are. So I just have sweet routing as well. It's amazing.
That's sick, dude. Like, I think I'm quite lucky with it as well because obviously I live in London, so I think I've somehow like lucked out with where I am in correlation to like the BT, basically like actual setup. Because I remember whenever I used to play COD 4, I joined like UK servers and I have like free ping, and people would always start messaging me and just go, "Send me config, please. What is config for your ping?" And it's just like, no, I just live inside the server, like.
True. Yeah.
Literally on top of the server, actually. Oh, Favin's back.
He's back. No, it was Speedy. Speedy is who we're waiting on.
There you go.
And hopefully they are good to go now. I'm sure he just had a restart of a route, restart the router, restart the PC, do all the basic things to try to get this going.
Oh yeah. Whatever the issue is, sometimes it happens. Oh, I had an issue for a while where foxes kept eating my Ethernet cables.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a nightmare. I think it was foxes. It was either foxes or squirrels. I'm not sure. One night I was able to like go out there because the internet dropped. So I went sprinting out into the garden. I had a look and I saw well, I didn't see anything. I saw I heard a noise basically,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
on the fence like rattling as it ran away, and the cable had a massive chunk out of it. And I was like, oh fuck.
Little bastards.
Yeah, so all the cables are armored now. They're inside like plumbing tubes to stop any
Perfect.
potential fox or squirrel internet-based attacks.
Yeah, no, that's good. You gotta protect the internet lines.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because the mental bit is as well. Obviously, it gets expensive as fuck. Because it was like you need
Yeah,
like
for
three
sure.
50-meter Ethernet cables that run the whole way from the house to the shed. So obviously, it's a nightmare when one of them breaks.
Wait, so yeah, because you have to have backups at all times just in case.
Well, yeah. So basically, I've got like one into each PC. So I've got like one into my main PC, one into my second PC,
Yeah.
and then one that just goes into a router for Wi-Fi, and then I
Oh
use
God.
that as like a switch for other stuff.
Jesus.
So yeah, so the foxes were just fucking my life up.
Yeah, those internet cords aren't cheap either. Those long ones, like you can't, like
Oh yeah.
they're not ridiculously expensive or anything. But if you're buying them all the time, it would start to add up.
Oh yeah, it's still like 50 quid a pop.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously, yeah, it gets you.
How many did they actually destroy?
3 of them,
Oh
literally full on,
God,
like 3 of them, just sat
motherfuckers.
there and just ate through them. And it's like, please, please.
Stop.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to shoot foxes, are you? Where you live? Because you're in London. There's just no way.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you can't legally, you're not allowed to like hunt foxes anywhere.
Yeah,
Well, because like fox hunting as an actual like sport got banned as well in like 2016, I think.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because before you get like literally, do you know about like fox hunting properly as like a thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
'Cause obviously
familiar. I'm not a hunter
yeah.
by any means, but I'm familiar.
Yeah, you get like all the bloodhounds, and then you get people riding on horses with their red coats and their horns, and they would like go out into fields with guns and go looking for foxes. And obviously, you know, like they'd rile everyone up with their horns and just be like, "There's a fox!" And they gun him down.
Jesus.
That's illegal now.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
I
go.
think
That's
here
England.
you are allowed to shoot squirrels and foxes if they're being like a menace on your property, but you have to use like like an air rifle or something. Like you can't use like just any old gun. You got to use one of the little guns, like a little 22 or something.
Oh yeah, like Biggie Smalls 222s in your shoes.
Sure.
Got a shotty by
Yeah,
the shower in case a squirrel tries to eat you whilst you're shitting.
Yeah, you never know, man. You never know when those squirrels are going to attack. Dude, I will say one time in my backyard, my dog, right? I have a husky
Yeah.
and a border collie. So
Okay.
So the husky absolutely he wants nothing more than a squirrel. He wants to get a squirrel so bad. His entire life is it's like the classic stereotypical dog thing of like, I want this squirrel. I want to kill it. I want it at all times. He sees it out by the window. He runs up to the window so fast. He's like, I'm going to get you one day, motherfucker. Like he's so upset about it. And one day I just let both the dogs out into the backyard, and it was at this exact moment a squirrel was trying to run from one tree to another on the ground. But like, we have a break wall because like we're on the water, right? So there's like there's a break wall, and there's nowhere for the squirrel to go between the two trees because it's just like there's a wall to his right, our house where the dogs are coming from to his left, and straight ahead is one tree and straight behind him is another tree, but he's stuck in the middle, and both of them just immediately just bolt at this squirrel. And I don't know how they like planned this out or how this went down, but one of them like ran from the left and one of them ran from the right, and this squirrel just got trapped in the middle. He was doomed, and I saw it going down, so I had to run out there, and I literally and my dog just got him. He's like, whoa, just grabbed him with his, just got a hold of this squirrel with his mouth, and I had to pull this squirrel by his tail out of my dog's mouth, and then hold my dog and let the squirrel run off. It was brutal.
Fuck, you know.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal, but he got it. So he got a little taste.
Yeah.
He got a little nibble. But the squirrel was
damn.
saved, and now another disconnect.
The squirrel's been saved, but Spitty's gone.
Yeah, but Spitty's been done. They've got him.
Man, squirrels are crazy, dude. Like it always cracks me up. When American people see squirrels, because it's always like such an ordeal for an American for some reason when they see a squirrel. They're like, "Oh my god,
Oh,
look at
because you
that
guys have
squirrel!"
red squirrels there, right? You guys have red squirrels there, don't you?
We do, but they're very much in the minority these days. Because
Oh, okay.
basically, so red squirrels were like we only had red squirrels originally.
Yeah.
So red squirrels are native to England, but basically the grey squirrel is like an invasive squirrel species that was brought over. Like they'd hide away, they'd squirrel themselves away, if you will,
Right.
on like boats and stuff. And basically come in and like fuck up all of the red squirrels, like kick the shit out of them, be like, "Oi, I'm having this tree." You know what I mean? Like, these are my nuts.
We're fucking Millwall. I'm fucking Millwall.
Chelsea. Yeah. And obviously the grey squirrels are just like, "Oh, please," red squirrels rather. They're like, "Oh, please." So a lot of them like died out or got like forced back into like little reserves. But yeah, so the grey squirrels have taken over. So now the grey squirrels are just everywhere. And if you see a red squirrel, it's like you know what I mean? That's a shocker. That's a rare treat. I haven't seen a red squirrel in years.
Damn. I remember last time I was there, I saw one in, it must have been Hyde Park.
Oh yeah, that's possible. That's plausible.
Yeah. But it's been a while. Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone has different color squirrels everywhere. We have mostly black squirrels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pretty much all black. Some that are like a little darker brown, but mostly we have black squirrels. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw like an albino looking squirrel when I was in California
really?
once. Yeah.
Like white, like straight up, like
yeah,
just a
like
white
full
squirrel?
white
Oh,
red
shit.
eyes. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting, dude. I bet it was an albino squirrel.
That's what I mean. I think it genuinely was like a little albino, albino bambino squirrel boy.
Must have been, because that's I don't think I've ever seen that. I kind of want to Google it now.
Yeah, he asked me if I wanted the Sprite cranberry, and I said, "Oh, I'm alright." I'll stick to the Mountain Dew game fuel.
Squirrel. Yeah, they're not. You don't have to say it.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean everything else we said tonight.
It's fine. They got the logo up on the screen.
Yeah,
the requirements.
You know what it is. Yeah. Welcome back to the Squirrel
Although Game
Talk
Fuel
podcast.
actually is pretty good. It's too sugary for me, but it actually does taste really good. These albino squirrels, man. It is, yeah, just straight up just white red eyes. This must have been an albino squirrel that you saw.
It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Wild. Yeah. Yeah. Just like that. Just like
That's how the grey squirrels won, man. They came in with their pots of greed. Fucking hell. There you go. A bit of Yu-Gi-Oh banter for everyone waiting. All 1.8k of you enjoying Squirrel Talk.
We have gone on a wild ride here during this pause.
Oh, it's been good though. I think this is the sort of fill that people need.
Yeah, they just need us. We are what people need.
Oh man.
Please start. True.
Yeah.
No worries, bro. I'm on it.
Yeah, and me.
Yeah.
Plus one. Wait, see, here's the thing, guys. If you are, curious about what's happened, basically, Spiddy's mum's come in and just said, "Spiddy, nuggets." So he's left. He's had to go and eat the chicken nuggets. She's turned the internet off, and he's only allowed back once he's finished them.
Yep. So we have to wait for Speedy to finish his nuggets, and then we should be getting back into the game. And she's got him again.
Yeah.
Fucking.
You didn't finish your veg.
Eat your broccoli, then you can go back.
Classic. It always happens. Oh man. Yeah. Fucking squirrels.
Fucking squirrels.
Ridiculous thing is as well, right? Is like all of those sort of animals in the UK now, like your foxes, your squirrels, your seagulls, they're all just like full aggro now. The mental bit is like growing up, it almost feels as if I've seen like the evolution of confidence in like animals.
It's true.
Yeah, mate. Honestly, the crazy bit is like seeing foxes today versus seeing foxes as a kid. Like you see a fox, it'd be a rare treat. Be like, oh, there's a fox over there, and it would sprint away. It'd be terrified. Be like, oh, people. Whereas today, you literally just see like foxes walking around like right outside nightclubs with like 20 people. You know what I mean? Like trying to eat someone's shoe. Just seeing what there is about, like getting standoffish. If he sees a bin bag, he'll take that bin bag. That's his. They don't give a fuck. Like foxes are so confident these days. They're taking over, man.
Oh no, it's true. That's the thing about city living with animals. Like animals just learn to adapt to being in the cities so quickly. Like it does take them a while. Like from an evolutionary standpoint, But like, if there's animals that are born in the cities, like when foxes are born in cities and shit, they learn to adapt so fast because there's just such a lack of food besides going around the people.
Yeah, yeah.
And especially now that you've said like fox hunting is just totally outlawed, like you just cannot kill. There's no reason for them to be scared of people right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So obviously they're living it. They're just doing whatever they want. Yeah, and then obviously like seagulls as well. Seagulls, especially like if you lived in like a seaside town, you're in like Brighton or Margate, you will get rinsed the second you pick up like some chips or anything, maybe some cod. That's up to you. I don't discriminate on food, but they swoop in and they will ruin you. If they see there's chips on offer, prepare to be dive bombed by like 15 different seagulls.
I've seen the videos, man. Those British seagulls are out of control lately.
Yeah. They give it.
Absolutely out of control. They have no fear.
Did you see the story about that bloke that like he got dove by a seagull outside like a fish and chip shop? I think it was like some UK beach, and basically he grabbed the seagull and like smacked it against the wall. Yeah, was just screaming, just going, "They're vermin!"
And then he got charged.
He did, yeah, he got charged. But to be fair, he did it in front of like a mum and her 4 kids and just beat this seagull to death while screaming.
The seagull deserved it. The seagull deserved it. That's inconvenient timing. Those kids shouldn't be out there.
They shouldn't have been at the beach.
They shouldn't have been at the beach.
Teach your kids about vermin.
Teach them how to deal with seagulls properly. Oh, we've had a restart. Maybe a server change. It's probably a server change, to be honest. We'll be moving to a different server. Sprout are having issues. Yeah. Same Go TV? Question mark. It should be
for me.
It's for me.
It's for
Go
me.
TV for me. It should be because it's a relay, so it should be they should be able to just relay it into the new server, no problem.
Yeah.
But I asked anyways.
The crazy thing is about like squirrels as well at Hyde Park is they're so confident now. Even if you don't have food, if you trick them, because they're quite silly at times, all you've got to do is like crouch down on one knee, put your fingers together like you're holding a peanut, but you're not. It's all just a ruse, and hit them with a like. Pss, pss, pss. They'll come over and obviously like climb right up here. I've got like a picture where I literally had like 2 squirrels that had like fully run their way up me. And just like got on my shoulders and my arms, like, where's the food at? And it's like, oh, I didn't actually have any.
Wait, the squirrel actually ran up on you.
Yeah. I just had them on me, like full on.
That's wild. Yeah, it is going to be the same Go TV, by the way.
All right, Q.
He said he will update us when everything is fixed, but yeah, it's going to be the same Go TV, so we're good. No need for a reconnect. Just sit in here and let it do its thing. Also, guys, real quick update for anybody who may be just joining or whatever. Sprout was having internet problems, so they've had to have a restart, changing the server, seeing if they can fix whatever the issues were. I think they were probably having that red VAR, all the loss. Oh
yeah.
So they are just going to be switching over server locations. They should be match medicing it pretty quickly at that point, and hopefully we can get this game started real soon.
Oh yeah. It'll be good. It'll be nice to get back into this one. It was going well as well. It was a pretty good series. Yeah. It was nice. You ever seen that video? The fox that it's like this bloke basically. I think he's out. He's near like a park, and this fox comes up to him, and he's got a sandwich. So he basically gets his phone out to like record the fox, right? But he puts his wallet down on the bench. And obviously he's got his sandwich there, and he's like, "Oh, the fox must want the food or something." Like, I'll record this.
Yeah.
But the fox just walks up, grabs the wallet, and runs, and just doesn't stop. And the guy's just chasing him, just like, "Hey!"
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, it's my wallet, give it back!" And the fox is just bolting off, like ducking and weaving for like 30, 40 seconds straight, just fucking running away with that wallet. And he's just there like, "Please!"
Just absolutely robbed him. Just absolutely robbed his ass.
That's the thing. It wasn't even that like he wanted the food, so he's stolen it. He just wanted to ruin this guy's day. He's just like, I'll be taking that. Just grabs the wallet and runs.
Yeah, just messing you up. Now you're gonna have to replace all your IDs, your cards.
Man, that's the worst bit about it. It's not even like, because obviously the thing is, no one actually has money in their wallet anymore.
True.
But you've got to cancel everything.
Yeah,
you've got to get all the new IDs.
The whole thing is so annoying. All right. Well, they are back in the server. Well, some of them are. They're reconnecting.
One by one. Yeah.
One by one, they're on their way in. Guess this is making up for how fast the first map was.
Yeah, that is very true. Brought us back onto schedule.
Yeah. Whew. And we wait. That's all we do. But all the Sprout guys are in here, so that's positive.
That's good. That's the start. That's the thing, right? Maybe what's happened is Spiddy's just been done. The internet fox has come in. He's nibbled the cables. When he's gone outside to like look, and he's like, "What's happened here? Like, why's my internet got a hole in it?" He's grabbed Spiddy's wallet and bolted. Robbed him blind.
And now Spiddy's had to replace all of his cards, and it's become a whole thing. He gets real stressed out. Everything's tying in together real nice.
You would be flustered.
You would be, yeah. Imagine how, right, like after it happens, you know, like let's say the fox takes your wallet and you are Speedy, right? You have to come back and play this match. How do you sit back down knowing you've just been robbed by, you know, just by a fox?
Yeah, because that's the crazy bit, right? Is at least if it's another human, you can kind of like you can think about it and be like, right, you know, you don't know what's going on in that person's mind.
Yeah.
They're a very complex person. Yeah. Whereas if it's just a fox, it's like you're entirely motivated by food. Why have you just stolen my wallet? Like what?
Just be a dick.
What's the point? Yeah. Unless, like, maybe that's the thing. Maybe foxes have just evolved to a point where they can now understand, like, human emotion. And they just do it just to take the piss. That
would be pretty funny. There is animals that do that. Monkeys do that. Although, of course, they are a lot more human-like than a fox, naturally. But, yeah, no, there is animals that do that. Like, just to mess. Dogs do it, too, to be fair. Like, dogs will they'll do shit they know they're not allowed to do just to piss you off.
Yeah, dolphins are the same. Dolphins just fuck with one another. Like, literally will just do stupid shit just to be like, wait, banter.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I think dolphins are like the football hooligan of the animal world.
Yeah, they pretty much are. Although smarter than the average football hooligan, I bet.
Very true. Very true. Chelsea!
Imagine if they have, like, what if dolphins had, like, you know, little games, like, well, obviously they have games that they play, right? But what if they...
Dolphin CS.
Yeah, no, well, no, not to that level. You get what I'm saying. Like, what if they're, like, you know, because they have those games where they play where they, like, hit whatever, like, I don't know, sea cucumbers, sea urchins, whatever the fuck they are. The things that are around, they, like, hit them back and forth, kind of like football, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, they play like, they do like kickabouts with other animals just for a laugh.
Yeah, just for fun. So what if they, like, had another, like, you know, what if they had little teams that they, like, sort of established within their groups, and, like, the teams have rivalries and shit? Like, how in depth do these dolphin sports go?
I don't know, man. It's interesting, right? Because that's like the conversation of like animal communication, of like how deep does it go? Because here's one for you. The crazy bit is there was a bloke that literally the entire study initially of how we realized that like bees communicate in the way they do is effectively I think it was a German guy. Citation needed on that, but I remember the story. Basically, he was like in his home one day and he was just watching these bees because he kept bees, and he was fascinated by the fact that if he left out some sugar water somewhere in the garden, a bee would find it. But then the next day, there'd be more bees. And the next day, there'd be more bees. Right. But what was so crazy to him was when he then moved that sugar water to a completely different location, the bees would come back again in greater numbers. So he started painting the bees with like a watercolored dye. I think it was like water-soluble dye.
Yeah.
So effectively, he could see that it was the same bees coming back. And it was always this one bee that would find it, go back and tell the rest of the hive, and then come back with friends. So he was like, he must be communicating.
Right.
But how on earth? Yeah. But it's like, how on earth does this bee now understand to tell them exactly where it is when it's moving multiple times, right? It's not as if it's just in the same location, so randomly bees are just coming and going.
Oh, no, we're going to another server. Sorry, continue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so pretty much like what he did is he watched them and realized that the one bee does a dance, And depending on like the direction of the dance that he does, that indicates genuine like directions. So
Yeah.
if he did like a butt shake to the left twice, that meant like two lefts. And like all of this was like actually backed up, and he realized like they genuinely do communicate properly.
Yeah, it's crazy shit, man. It's absolutely crazy.
There you go. Bees, better comms than your common matchmaking player.
Oh, that's 100% true. Give better directions than your average person.
And they sting harder.
Oh, man. All right. So, yeah, Speedy still did have high ping on that server, so they're trying another server location right now.
The thing is, though,
And,
what he's failed to tell him, of course, is that he's actually downloading in the background.
I have had that happen in a match before where a player's just like freaking out. He's just like, dude, my ping just won't go down. We need to try this server, blah, blah, blah. It was just his brother just downloading like the new Call of Duty or some shit. It was like 120 gigabytes, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just ruined him.
I'm not surprised.
Just ruined him.
I like how you do get the occasional person still just going, come on, just start. It's like, yeah. Obviously.
This pause is so long.
Yeah,
just
sorry,
start
boys.
the game.
We asked if they could just take a break so that we could talk about bees for a bit. ESCA were quite understanding. They were like, yeah, that's fair enough. As long
guys,
as it's educational.
Please, just tell them not to play right now while we fill about bees and squirrels for 45 minutes.
Oh.
This is exactly what we want to do as well. We could switch over to the Endpoint versus Saw game while we wait.
How is that going?
Tied 1-1 right now. They're tied 1-1. Saw won their map pick. Endpoint won their map pick. Now they're on Inferno map 3. And the score is 6-1 for Saw. But it looks like they might be on a pause as well, actually.
Yeah, I think stay with the enemy we know. Because at least then this way, the pause, once it comes back,
they are still playing.
We can roll on. But we can always do the old fly on the wall, have a look. I'll get HLTV up a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's curious. Ooh, it is Inferno last map.
Yeah.
And
they are still
losing.
going as well.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. It's fine. It's fine. Everyone in the Discord's very upset.
Yeah, but I bet no one else that's covering the game has had as hard-hitting coverage as we've had during the pause.
No, definitely not. We have been by far the best
when it comes to Phil coverage.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite Phil?
Phil Mickelson's not bad if you're into the if you're into the golf scene. He's a pretty cool guy. Way back in the day. I'm trying to think of another Phil. Does Prince Philip count? He's pretty funny. I think that counts. I'm sure not many people call him Phil, but
yeah. You're right, Big Phil.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm sure it's not that common in his day-to-day life or anything, but he seems like a funny guy.
Yeah, Prince Philip.
Oh, they're all back in the server. Here we go. Well, not all. Still missing Dennis for now. But they are running around this time. Shots are being fired. This is promising. We might be back in the game.
This could be big. This is what we want to see.
Who's your favorite Phil?
Phil Mitchell is probably quite good. He's up there.
Oh, I don't even know who that is.
He's a fictional character from the long-running sitcom. I think it's a sitcom. I don't even know. It's a TV show called EastEnders, which is basically just about like the East End of London. Right. It's been running for like far longer than I think I've been alive. I think it's at least like 20, 26 years, 30 years old.
Those British shows really do that, huh? Like what's like there's
yeah.
So there's EastEnders, there's Doctor Who, right? There's
Coronation Street.
Coronation Street, yep. Just been going for like decades and decades and decades.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like Doctor Who took a break for a bit, and would have like downtime where like it would be off air for like 3 years, and then come back, or like the longest break was quite a while, and then they like revived it with Christopher Eccleston, and then it like blew up again, and it was like the huge resurgence of Whovians in the UK.
Yeah, because that became like a cultural fucking phenomenon.
Well, yeah, it always was. I mean, it was just never as big. But obviously, like when it came back the next time around, with like the millennials just living for Doctor Who.
Right.
Obviously, it blew up on the internet, right? And everyone would be talking about like Doctor Who. David Tennant did a lot for the show. To be fair, he nailed it when he took over as the Doctor.
Yeah, I've heard. I'm not a Doctor Whoer myself, but I have heard that the guy who plays Doctor Who or the person who plays Doctor Who makes a pretty big difference in like obviously it makes a difference in the quality of the show. But there's certain ones where people just hate the Doctor, where everybody just like unanimously doesn't like him, and it sort of ruins the show for people for like a couple of years until they switch it up.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was kind of the same with me. It's like me and my mum used to watch it like every night. We'd sit down, or like whenever it was on, every Sunday or whatever, and we'd watch Doctor Who. It was huge. And then after David Tennant left, and they brought on the new bloke, I can't remember his name. I was gonna say Matt Lucas, but that's definitely not right. That would be a very weird twist for Doctor Who. Let me have a little fact check.
Yeah, have a check. Have
his
a gander.
name. Here we go.
Couldn't
I'm on the
tell you, mate.
Wikipedia
Couldn't tell you.
page for the Doctors. I imagine they probably have like a list. Yeah, here we go. Matt Smith. He was the 11th Doctor from 2010 to 2013, but he was wank. He was really, really bad. Peter Capaldi then came in from 2014 to 2017, and now they've got Jodie Whittaker, it's the first female Doctor, and
Yeah,
she's
I remember when that happened.
yeah, from 2018 to the present day. But yeah, David Tennant was huge. He was out there killing it. Christopher Eccleston was also quite good. That was 2005. So yeah, there was a gap between 1996 to 2005. So that's kind of like the big, you know what I mean, like the big gap in Doctor Who. But yeah, EastEnders and fucking Coronation Street, they have been going forever. Someone did correct me as well and said it's actually a soap opera, not a sitcom. That makes more sense.
Yeah, that's 20. He's a little bitch. You can just ignore him. Although, admittedly, he has done a great job modding today, so it's probably not the day to shit on 20, but it is pretty fun no matter what.
Today's been a big bitch, and we respect that.
Yeah, no, he's done great today. He's done great. One day we might have to pay him. I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Never gonna happen, 20. You'll be fine.
When Sprout can rejoin the server, maybe.
As soon as the game goes live, I'll PayPal $25 right away. Oh, what are you doing, JR? What are you doing, JR? No, you know he is. You know he is.
Hey. It's only taken 30 minutes, but there's the first cock. Look at the shaft. Respect the balls. Honestly. Oh, no.
He's fucked it.
Jalame. He's coming and he's ruined it.
He's giving it genital warts. That's fucked.
Oh, hang on. He's putting it back together, but the decals are disappearing.
Oh, that's disaster. Disaster has struck.
I mean, you know what? Honestly, as cocks go, nice cock, awesome balls.
Yeah. No, that was a solid cock right there.
It's pretty good. I've seen quite a few in my day, but that one's up there.
Oh, I have seen quite a few. I have seen quite a few cocks in my day. Dude, I used to have one guy on my hockey team growing up, and like, he used to walk around in the dressing room naked all the time because he had such a big dick. He was like so proud of it. He just didn't care. He was like, nah, I'm going to make sure I'm naked all the time in here. I want all of you to know like how much bigger my dick is than yours. It was like, man, like, fuck you, bro. That's so douchey.
That's so unreasonable.
Oh, it was so fucked, man. It was so fucked.
Like,
he used to take pre-game showers in the dressing room.
I bet he could be naked. Yeah, just bollocks out.
Just so he could be naked. Yeah.
That's so egregious, man. What's the point? I bet the thing is as well. I bet he sucked at hockey, didn't he? So
no, he wasn't great. He wasn't great. He wasn't terrible by or anything, but he wasn't the best player on the team.
So he's just trying to make up for it, but just walking around the dressing rooms, being like, "Have a look at this, boys."
That's really how he was, man. That really is how he was.
Excuse me, lads. Have you seen this knob? Welcome back to Knob Talk.
We're really scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point.
Yeah, there is just one guy in chat as well. He keeps going, please, can we start the game? And as soon as we start talking about knobs, he's just like, stop. He's like, come on, man. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You've come into Davy's stream. If you didn't expect knob talk,
Yeah, I don't know what
you were
you're
looking
yeah.
for. We've been on pause for like half an hour. It's gonna degenerate pretty quickly.
Maybe they were just looking for the game itself. Unlucky for them.
You made a wrong turn.
Yeah, wrong turn. Big mistake.
Much like Davy as a child in the showers, you've made a wrong turn and you found knob.
No.
I can't believe that. As if he's just walking around in the showers.
No, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Although they do have everybody in the server now. Like, why? Come on, guys, just start it up. Although I guess I understand.
Please start.
Yeah, players, please start. I guess I understand, right? You don't want to be playing. You don't want to be playing with high ping for like your qualification to pro league, right? Like it does make sense. You want to make sure everything's all set. You know, you don't want to be playing with any huge disadvantage.
No, yeah, absolutely, man. Like I get it entirely.
Yeah,
Obviously,
sure.
we're just killing the time however we can. But if you were in the server at this point, you're not gonna fuck about. You would take as long as you can. You'd imagine as well. The admins are probably quite understanding with it because it's not your average run of the mill game.
Right. Given what's at stake, let me check see if there's any update in the Discord. Okay, so they're trying a VPN right now. If that doesn't work, then NKJ, the coach, is going to have to step in and finish it out.
Ooh. That could be rough for Sprout.
Yep.
Obviously, no flame to NKJ, but you never want to lose one of your players for a coach, man. Anytime it happens, it's always hard to get yourself back into the game.
Unless your coach is sick.
Yeah, unless your coach is simple, then sub him in.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what team has like actually a really good coach, like that could play effectively, right? I'm trying to think right now who we have in the scene. Like Zeus would be the most, you know, the number one choice, of course, because he's done it in the past.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he's not great by any means, but he can play at an effective level, right? Yanko did decent when he stood in for FaZe those couple times too.
Yeah, that is true.
Who else do we have? That might be it.
Yeah, there isn't really like any big name that you'd be like, yeah, get him on the server.
Yeah.
Get him in there.
They just keep missing this jump. Look at them over and over again. They're all trying it and they're all missing. It's getting sad, guys.
They haven't done their KZ.
It's getting sad, boys. Oh, bop.
That's rough. Someone saying, do they think high spinning pity is less than coach? It depends, because obviously it's one of those where it's like, if you're lagging, to what extent, and also in what way. So say like if you're lagging, but it's literally just like the routing shit for the day, and you've got like 70% packet loss, and you're not hearing footsteps, you're not hearing nades, then you're fucked. Get out of the server. There's no point. Even if you can hit people, you've lost one of the biggest benefits in CS, which is sound.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to play. If your loss is like peaking super hard, you're not even going to be able to play. Look at them all. This is just, they're really doing their best to kill time, but look at this. They just miss.
Oh yeah, SF Greens with a good shout actually. Ash from Vexed. I think he's is it Gamers Legion now or whatever? He is on a different organ. I'm not mental. I think he has changed organ. He's behind a different team. But yeah, Ash is a lad, man.
Yeah.
Ashley Battier, his name is. He's a good lad. He's genuinely quite talented.
Oh, good. We'll have to get
Big
him to
up the
stand
UK
in.
massive.
We'll have to DDoS one of his players one time and see if he can hold his own.
Yeah, we'll force him in.
Yeah.
So we can do a 30-minute fill about him.
Yeah, make it happen. Oh, he's just blocked his friend there. Kill him. I'd kill him too. He
Shut him down.
Went to make the jump, and Kalinka just straight up stepped in front of him and blocked it.
They've been doing this for like a good 40 seconds.
Oh yeah, no, and all of last round. Oh, Saga hit it. The coach. That's the coach who hit it.
Big up the coaching massive. Oh, he's been shanked. He's been shanked.
And here we go again on our own. Filling the game 'cause we're fucked up. I don't know, man. it's going way down. Like it's getting all the way to the bottom. Oh,
Yeah.
Dennis
Oh,
is
he's back in.
joined.
Oh,
Back
it's
in the
Dennis.
game. Back in the game. Yeah, Dennis was the first one to have the internet problems. I wonder if they're all like. I wonder if Dennis and Speedy maybe are like roommates or something.
Could be, or at least I mean, even maybe if it's just like they live near the same data center and that's just been wrecked.
True, could happen.
Yeah.
It's prime time over there in Germany right now. Monday at what, like 9:30 p.m. Lots of people watching Netflix in the area, I'm sure. Why do you have shit internet as a professional online gamer? Reasonable, of course.
Yeah, as if it's their
I'm
fault.
sure he just intentionally buys the shit internet.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the internet company, I'm sure.
Absolutely not. That's what always blows my mind as well, like about America, how they basically have like 2 ISPs to choose from, and both of them just fuck you and don't give a shit.
Yeah, pretty much. It depends where you are, but yeah, if you're just in like, yeah, I think most of America, yeah, that is the case. Is you just get Comcast or whatever the fuck the other one is, yeah, whatever cable. It's pretty much the same in Canada as well. Like I'm super lucky where I am, that I've got the boost of the internet, and there's places in Toronto as well where they have decent. I think there's this one internet company called like Beanpile or something in Toronto. Bean something.
Beanpile.
Dude, it's something like that. It's something that makes
Legumes.
no sense. Dude, it's Beans. Oh!
Wait, we in?
Back in the game!
Oh, fuck.
We're starting the round. Nice.
Right
Let's
then.
do it.
Put down the legumes. Forget about the beans.
Forget about the squirrels. No knobs here.
No knobbery. All gameplay. We are back in. They are still on a pause, but there we go. Oh, they're live on 3. Fucking hell, Davey. I can't wait.
I am so excited. The Match Medic coming out. Is it working? It is. They've done it. They've done it. The coach.
Get in the coaching role.
Coach is
Come on.
No, he's disconnected. Please.
No.
Not like this.
No. What are you doing, bro? It's a coaching slot, bro. What are you doing?
They've sorted it out. The coaches are in place. The players are in the server. The guns have been given back. The score, keep in mind, is 12-8 for HR. It should update after the round is over. Whichever team wins, the score should update on its own. But just in case it doesn't, remember at this point in time, the score is 12-8 for HR. So, Sprout now coming into this. Their internet problems assumingly have been fixed. And this game looks like it is getting underway, Jackie. We are back in the game. Kalinka is unironically using the revolver.
Oh, mate, it wasn't just us that have lost our minds after the 30-minute pause. Kalinka, his box has gone. He's dug deep down the back of the sofa. And during that pause, he's found himself a revolver. He pulls it out. Will he be a bit of a rough rider, though? A Jim West type? Ooh, Fabian seems to be the one going in with the opening frag. As Jalim's gone, and Sprout straight back in with the early kill.
Oh
no.
Oh, no! I wanted the revolver kill so bad. Dude, I wanted him to get a revolver kill so bad right there, but Dennis does not allow that to happen. He ruins everybody's fun.
But JR's picked it up. The Buffalo Soldier, look, it's what I told you. Every damsel that be in distress better be out of that chest when she meet JR, as he's loaded, ready to pop off with this Magnum if they push him.
And it looks like Sprout is coming over to this B site. They do have 2 Molotovs, though, on Favin and Speedy, so they can Molotov out these positions. We'll probably see Emo and New Box Molotov. And if they can Molotov those out, they do have a decent chance, but they are walking into the stack. 5 versus 3. You can send the MAC-10 in for info. And here they go. They are running in, and he does get the kill on a problem. And Flair trades it back with the Deagle. The revolver has not come into play, and Sprout have just decided to go back to A.
They can pick themselves up the firearm that fell on the floor, but it's only a MAC-10. It's not a rifle. Obviously, just teasing them a little bit as well, firing off the audio cue from that revolver. They don't have armor. They do have 2 smokes. It looks like there was a bit of a debate in how they actually wanted to go about this one, but it feels like they are committing to the safe. Sprout, straight back in, off the pause, 1 casualty. They will take the round.
They will, and it looks like they are going to carry. They're just going to maybe carry these over. It might be worth it going for the MAC-10 kill, try to get a little extra money, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal at this point. They're stat padding. You know, don't get that death on the KD. Don't even. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the potential kill. Keep your plus minus up. I understand it. You know, you're gonna have people on HLTV forums telling you how bad you are. So totally understandable. They're playing for the stats here on the save. Obviously just a joke, guys. Relax. But Sprout have won the first round back, and I think HellRaisers have been sufficiently iced here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, both of them are probably quite cool coming back in. And there you go as well. For anyone that was confused about what on earth's going on with the scoreline, obviously now we played out that one round, things go back up to speed. It is a 12-9 split. Sprout, they were in 8 rounds previously. Now they've finally got one back in. They're
And this is what
starting
I
their
was
path
talking
towards closing
about,
this gap.
going way back to before the 45 minutes of nothing, is that even with that full save from HR, look at their money. They still don't have enough money to buy this round.
Yeah, no cash in the bank. They actually passed that revolver back over as well. So Kalinka does have it. Oh, Kalinka, no, the nade! He's dropped it on himself like spaghetti.
And now we see this MAC-10 is in play. Surprised he didn't give that over to somebody with armor. We see Jalame here with just a USP and light armor. I'm not really sure what the plan is with that. But we see Sprout taking a lot of top and mid control. And now that he is going to go aggressive, and Speedy is going to shut that down right away. Not allow that to happen. And Dennis is walking up into the A site with this AK. He does have his team with him. D-Hog gets 1. D-Hog gets 2. There is a third player here under the pit. Will he get the third? He will not. Problem is being a problem in the side of Sprout. But Dennis makes sure he shuts that down. And it is now, again, just Kalinka and his revolver.
Looking like a Will Smith type with his Smith & Wesson. More focus on the Western, but I don't think he's going to get the opportunity to really do much with it. Could full send it just on the off chance he finds someone, maybe get a frag on the exits, but that's it. That's the best case scenario. Obviously, there was 2 kills as well, but they were both on the A site, so recovering a weapon is really unlikely. Potentially with a bomb blast, it could blow it close towards the end of short, but nowhere near where Kalinka can get himself into safely.
I want 1 kill with this revolver, dude. He's
got
got it 2 rounds in a row. I just want 1. I just want 1 kill. I had a teammate who unironically tried to use a revolver for like a week in scrims. Tried to convince everybody it was so good. He was like, "Nah, guys, it's actually going to be really good. I'm going to try like blah, blah." And he was like telling us why, giving all these reasons why it was actually viable. Then after a week, he's just like, "Yeah, no, it's actually shit. I'm just going to go back to the Deagle."
Well, the thing is, the one benefit of the revolver is what no one uses it for, is that its accuracy is the same whilst fully running as it is when standing still. I'm pretty sure that's still not been changed. That's like the one good thing about the revolver.
Yep,
so if you want to use it, just run. Just literally run and hold mouse 1.
Absolutely agreed. And you can pre-fire like crazy because of how like the bullet like delay works.
Yeah.
Get such good pre-fires out. But no revolver kill happens. And oh, and JR trying to get cheeky with it, jumping towards that boiler, and Snatchy is ready. Takes him down, and now Sprout is up 5 versus 4 in this first gun round since the restart.
Got an edge. Obviously, if they win this, they'll be 1 round down from tying up the scoreline. For anyone that's joining us as well, a bit confused about the current place this game is. This is after Sprout 1 Vertigo 16 to 5. Crossing in the smokes, though. Like ships at night. Jalimi doesn't realize that Dennis is there. Dennis gets the kill. There's a trade back, but Spiddy will add to the numbers. You've got a 4 versus 2, Davey, with full sight control being given to Sprout, and Favon playing the rotation with both of the guns. He's going to carry that orb all the way back to Balk.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that those B players cannot push down and recover that. Make sure he gets that out of the map. And again, now Sprout, they have, ever since this restart, it really does seem like that long pause has affected HR significantly. And that is the unfortunate thing that can happen in these situations. The team who was ahead, the team that was winning, can take a huge L when a pause like that needs to happen. It's unfortunate, but HR has not got their momentum going since the restart, and it has been all Sprout in these first 3 rounds. Admittedly, 2 of them were ecos. So,
yeah,
little, you know, it does make it a little bit easier. But yeah, Sprout is looking strong now coming into this restart, and they bring it all the way back to 12-11. Remember, they were down 7-1 at one point in this game.
And the big aspect of how HellRaisers were winning their CT rounds was just confidence. They were pushing, they were charging in, they were holding mouse 1 and W and did not stop for love nor money. But that pause has slowed them down. They obviously haven't had the economy to really try that style of CS as well in the past couple of rounds. This is probably the best spot they do have. But even then, Davey, 4 rifles and 1 P250, but they go back to the old faithful. They charge down. Flairich with a little bit of flair, Problem truly causing some gashes as well as he cuts them open and leaves it down to just 2 men, Spiddy and Favon, sprinting up Banana. They're trapped as they'll be held down by Kalinka, tight on the smoke. If he finds this first frag, kiss the round goodbye. He's been seen. He gets the tags out though. How on earth is he still alive?
I don't know, but he has managed to get into the site, but now this cross is going to be so difficult. JR does shut him down, and now Speedy needs to try to do something. He knows that Problem is close. He goes for the fake plant, but it's not going to be enough. Problem shuts him down, and we saw HR. They decided, like you said, let's go back to what worked for us early in this half. We're going to run at them. Flashes into second mid, nades down mid. They leave Kalinka on his own towards the B site and gamble that Sprout isn't going to rush B. It's a safe bet on Inferno, and HR have brought it back now. They have managed to pull this round back. They've got this game back in their hands.
Here we go. Fun fact coming in as well. Apparently Jalame's actual name is pronounced Lime, which does make it a lot easier.
That does make it easier. I guess that kind of makes sense. Like,
yeah, I was thinking that, but then I was like, I don't know how you'd know that if you weren't told. If you know what I mean? It's one of those classic Lime.
Lime is good.
They've left a sour taste in the mouth for Sprout off the back of that round, right? Going back to the aggressive style of play. As soon as they had guns in their hands, they made it work. Also, JR, he is going to be very happy with the fact he's got an AWP again, but the actual attack's coming out towards the A site. A stab in the dark, a bit of damage done onto Flareage, but they retreat, Davey. No commit here.
I think what's really good about that, actually, is they've earned the nades from the HR players in Pit. The HR players that are playing in Pit have no nades left, so if they did decide to re-execute, and he is going to win this fight, Favon takes him down. JR is the last one here with this op. He's going aggressive. He's going to be walking into their whole team. D-Hot trades it out, and now the site is Sprouts.
Oh, this is curious, though. Dennis on an island towards middle, holding by brackets. He finds the rotator, slays Lime, cutting him in half, leaving them in a 2 versus 4 retake. Obviously, miles apart. It's like when you get to the end of the butter, and it really is spreading quite thin. That's the visual representation of what we've got out of the CTs right now. Flareage over in Pit, trapped with 63 HP. And Problem in a horrible spot, tucked in behind the the sandbags even, knowing that he needs to leave at some point. If they exit together, they'll be safe. But if they actually exit like this, with one man running in, they might be able to find him, but he fumbles with his guns, pulls out his knife, and gives him the opportunity to stay alive, David.
Well, the Sprout players do need to get out of here, though. They don't want to lose these guns. Problem should be able to survive in the backhauls here. Yet won't be an issue for him. All the T players survive as well, and they do bring 2 guns into the round, and with the financial situation they're in, it's no problem. They are going to be able to buy up here. But this is a tight game, and again, they do manage to get that op out onto JR. Bit of a positional misplay from him last round, going aggressive when that execute's coming out. Again, if you are the solo B player in that situation, you need to put yourself in a position where you can take a shot and fall back. You need to give your teammates time to rotate. But the aggression from JR doesn't pay off at all, and Problem has taken a ton of Molotov damage here at the car.
Oh, yeah, the utility is ruining him. I mean, he's already down to 40 HP. And the round's been live about 15 seconds. If they want to capitalize off the back of this, he's stuck. He wouldn't get too much done if they swing him. Potentially, playing this headshot angle, though, if his wits are about him and his reactions are good, he could at least get a 1-for-1. Flareage not getting anything for his troubles, though, Davey. Deep in apps, and now deep in the grounds. He's dead.
Yeah, they're trying to get aggressive now, but instead of doing it at the beginning of the rounds like they have been, they're trying this mid-round aggression. It's not paying off, but D-Hot decided to really commit to throwing that nade. And Speedy does trade this back over towards B, though, and now they have to go into this B site quick.
Kalinka behind the fountain. He wanted to wash over them and clean them up like a spilt drink, but instead he is done for. Dennis, again. He's been pulling out all of the lurk shenanigans into the past 2 rounds, and it works out once more. All on Lime. His only goal is to, again, just stay alive, but he'll be terrified. He knows that Dennis is on the A site. If he walks out through balcony, all it will take is a single bullet from the AK, and he's dead.
Yeah, Dennis is aware of his position, but he's not 100% sure. The timing doesn't work for him. Lime is able to take him down, but again, we see Favon. He's all the way up mid here, and he has heard Lime inside of the site. He shouldn't be predicting this. He's not. Lime takes him down. No op saved, and now HR's money's in a bit of a weird spot. They have most people able to buy. They are going to go for it. Ops are getting dropped around. And we will see a buy here, but they will have some players with not the appropriate utility. He does opt for the MP9.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm a fan of that. Make sure you have your nades. 3 Molotovs in hand.
Good.
JR with just the op. And JR has not had a big impact here on the CT side of Inferno.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing quite risky with it, really, specifically towards the B site, right? You're playing those like low percentage angles where, yes, I mean, if you somehow get given 1v1s where they're really far apart, you'll have a field day. But when they push you normally, you're only going to get one frag and then be done. Problem up on top of the wall, getting broken by Fathom. And Kalinka switches out on the weapons, grabs that M4, and now he's got to hold them off. Ooh, all right. Elevated angle in play from Flairich. He does hit the shot onto Spiddy, so we're back into a 4v4, Davey.
We are, and these B players have been losing all of their fights, but we see Sprout deciding to work their way back over towards A now, and will they clear underneath of the porch? There is a man hiding under there. It's Lime, but he's not able to get either. He dinks two, but JR's there to trade it back.
JR, he's been quiet. He needs to get loud. He needs to make this round look more like a Quentin Tarantino movie. I'm not talking about looking at feet. I'm talking about making it gory. Finds the shot onto the back of Dennis. Another one bites the dust, and it falls onto the final 2 players for Sprout. Favon, walking up with the support of Dicha. They do have utility. That last smoke going down will block off the angle towards Library, but they need to force out the pit player in Flairich. Doesn't matter. As they cross JR with 1. There's the swing. Round the barrel. And say goodnight to Sprout as they're done. 14-13, the game keeps on going.
So well played from JR there. That re-aggression onto Porch to make sure that his teammate's death was not in vain. Lime underneath Porch could have actually gotten both kills there on those players walking up towards Long. He managed to dink both but kill neither. They were able to trade it out though. And then JR, I thought when JR killed Dennis walking into the arch smoke, he might rotate over toward B, expecting a B play because Dennis was trying to get into CT spawn. He didn't. He stayed towards A and he was able to be there to help his teammate Flairich in the pit. Oh, and they did hear that tag him. They heard that nade hit Favon, so they know he's there. He might get spammed. He needs to be careful. Returns a little bit of nade damage, but not nearly as much as he took. And, oh, JR walks right into the waiting arms of Snatchy.
And this is scary, because Sprout, I mean, a good majority of their success has been found towards B site once they get that opening banana control. What's the play from HR? Are they going to contest for it? No, they try and back off. They stay alive. Kalinka, 1 HP. A single shot, a single flashbang remotely near him will take him down. So he's got to fall back to stay alive. Play in a better angle. What's the move going to be? As he sets himself up, focusing back on the rotation towards CT. They're gambling on just leaving 1 player at B, Davey. It's all on problem. And he has got the entirety of Sprout heading his way.
And he has an M4 with no armor either. I think the call here might actually just be to go for the save. They're not even going to try this. They took a gamble. They knew they had no nades. They had no chance. They decided to gamble their team over towards the A site. And then if Sprout does go into B like they did, they just save. They just save. They have no money. They cannot buy into next round. They need to hold on to these guns.
Oh, mate. I mean, count your blessings, I guess, right? At least he stayed alive. If he went down, it would have been really costly. Yes, you'd have got the free rifle save off, but that orb's gone. You're not getting one of those back for love nor money. And they don't have either of them at this point. As the game's going 14-14, cash for HR going to be in a bit of a rough spot when we come into the next round.
Yeah, they absolutely are. But like we were saying, they do, because they are going to save these 4 guns, they will actually be able to buy. JR or Kalinka will be able to, JR will be able to get a gun either from Kalinka or he'll be able to buy one himself. Yeah, with 43, Kalinka should just be dropping that gun over. Problem obviously needs to remember to buy that armor. Hopefully he doesn't forget about that because that will happen from time to time. But Kalinka should be dropping the op over. He can buy himself. And now we will see, yeah, Problem does remember to buy the armor. Crucial. It's a crucial thing to remember.
Got to get it in there.
Oh, they actually have opted for the double op here.
Okay.
That's a mix-up for them.
This could be a good move to make, because unless the stats are just lying to us at the minute, right? Obviously, Kalinka's on -1, but in reality, that is just 0 since the game's gone live, since we had that long half-an-hour pause. Not into the second half, just since that pause. So for Lime, since we come back into the game, he is yet to frag. Kalinka as well, same story. They need to wake up again and get back into it. Giving him an AWP from the get-go in this round could be that instigator to allow him to get back into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see where they decide to put these. Obviously, I expect one towards A and one towards B. But we'll see where the players decide to go for their respective picks. And he is just looking for a pick down mid, is Kalinka. They're also going aggressive towards B now, and this has not worked out well for them in the past. D-Hut with one. They don't know JR's behind the sandbags, but now they do. He needs some multi-frag. That's two. He's going for a third, but faveN does shut him down from his reign of terror. And Kalinka has rotated himself over as well, and he does get swung right into.
Oh no, Davey passing the baton from one AWPer to another. The big green guns have had Sprout under the thumb in this round. The double AWP play pays off massively. It looked like it had all gone wrong when problem went down. I thought you're ruined. You're absolutely over. You're stuck behind sandbags with an AWP. It's not going to happen. The fact he gets 2 kills is balmy. But the fact Sprout still have a chance to win this round is definitely a possibility. It's a 2 versus 3. Snatchy has the AWP, so it all depends on if they can get this open and kill. He peeks, and he's quicker on the draw. Slays Kalinka. They've got their access point into the bomb site now. flerich is there, but it's all about the backstab from Lime. Coming in from behind, clearing out the angles. He's a bit paranoid. Doesn't want to rush things, so he needs to slowly walk his way up, bit by bit. They both got kits to use, so they can afford to let the timer tick away. Spiddy playing on top of the coffins. Will he be a Grim Reaper as he hits the headshot? Lime's gone. There's the trade. It all falls onto the 1v1. Sprout pick it up as they get 15 on the board. They've brought it the whole way back, Davey, and they need one more to end the game.
I thought that round was going to be a disaster for them when they actually missed that sandbags Molotov. It landed in front of the sandbags, which, funnily enough, actually did get the other HellRaisers player killed, but JR was able to survive from behind those sandbags and get 2 kills. Kalinka's rotate was so fast. He was there to punish another wide swing, but then Speedy, the man of the round, clutching that out in the 2 versus 3. Snatchy also gets 1, but here's faveN, and HR has gone aggressive again. Problem down all the way pushed to the logs now. Does trade it out, but a 4 versus 4. This favors Sprout, given the nades, the guns, the utility, everything.
Sprout, they've already got Vertigo in the bag. If they get one more round, this final round, they'll win it. 2-0. They'll walk away with their heads held high, getting one step closer to Pro League. But at the minute, that's still a dream. And JR's trying to make it a reality that this could be HR going there. flerich with the swing out. Tucked in, hidden in the corner. And he bullies them, Davey. 2 quick frags found. Another one coming in for JR as well. And we are going to overtime.
The half clear from Dennis. The half clear. He looked towards the corner, but he didn't really want to clear it. flerich was there. He manages to take them both down. And in that 4 versus 4, you cannot afford to be making mistakes like that. JR also getting a free pick in the halls. And we see now HR has brought this to the overtime, and that could be crushing, absolutely crushing for Sprout, given the situation they found themselves in on that last round.
Oh, mate. You can't help but feel like it's one of those where, you know, when you clear an angle, but you do it just for the sake of it. It's not as if you, like, fully commit, and you're just like, yeah, I've had a look, it's fine. And then you just get shot in the head, and you're like, what am I doing? Why have I done this?
Yeah, it's like, I could have just cleared it, though. Like, I could have just taken that extra 0.2 seconds and made sure that was clear.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Well, 15-15. Surprising stuff, really. Obviously, the added benefit for HR at this point is HellRaisers can continue to raise hell throughout this first half of overtime, as they'll remain on the CT side. They've looked really good on CT.
Right. They have. They absolutely have. They looked all right, and like I want to see, are they going to go back to that aggressive stuff that they have been doing? Because now, obviously, with the full gun rounds, everybody's going to have all the guns, all the nades, so they don't really need to do those aggressive strats. But every time they did, Sprout got absolutely caught off by it. But now it turns into the mind games things, right? Where it's like, but is Sprout going to expect us to do it in the first round of overtime because of how well it worked for us, right? But is it so obvious that that's what we could do that they won't expect it, right? There's like a whole bunch of weird mind games that go on, and it's really going to come down to what are these players just comfortable doing in this first round.
Oh, yeah, very true. It gets a bit messy with how you decide to play it. It's interesting stuff. Hopefully it shouldn't be too long till we get into this one as well and keep it rolling. I can only imagine from both teams' perspectives, after how long of a downtime you had, you want to just keep this game going because they're looking on point. Some of the shots that are coming out are pretty crisp. I'm still so taken back by the fact that HR even won that round, or obviously they were just hitting shots they never should have. They never should have been able to keep it as close. The 2Ks coming out from JR are looking good. If I remember rightly as well, he was actually a little bit quiet. Before we had the pause, he wasn't having the same level of impact that we expected to see from him. After that, though, that's gone right out the window. And now you have the opportunity to get the AWP out whenever you want to. Because cash was a big talking point since the reset, right? Whereas now, he can buy it whenever he wants. He's a millionaire.
Yeah, no, he can. And like we were talking, even after the pause, those first few rounds, he was just sort of giving up picks. But as an opper, you have to still be confident enough to keep going for them. Even when you're losing the fights, even when you're giving up kills, you have to keep confident. You have to keep faith in yourself to continue to go for those fights. And we don't see the double op coming out from HR here early on in this round. And it doesn't look like they are sending 4 players over towards Banana this round as well. This could get spicy.
This really could do. A lot on the line for this one. 15-15, first round of overtime. You've gone for the gamble, but they've already made the adjustment to send players back. It wasn't a fast opening B play.
No, it was not. And we're seeing grenade rotations coming in, and that is actually a missed smoke. It's not a big deal, but there is a gap in the left side of it that could be abused. The flashes do come over, but no retake happening. Nobody is blind. And, ooh, a little bit of tag on Favin through the smoke as well. And they do realize they need to try to push this guy off of the half wall here. He does spot him. He is worried. And there he is. He sees him again. He's trying to hold on to the smoke for as long as he can because he wants to make sure that he delays as long as possible. But he doesn't realize that Dennis is sneaking up on him. Good timing. He makes sure he gets that smoke down early enough that he does give his team time to rotate over. They have a lack of information here, but they do know that they don't have car control. He does hear the flash, but it doesn't hit him.
What? Oh no! The flash blinds their own team and allows Problem to pull away at 2K as he just shuts them down. The support coming back over. Kalinka swings in. They're really brawling for control of Banana, but they hold it. They lock it down towards the top. The choke point favoring HR as Lime picks up the final frag. And the opening round of OT goes towards HellRaisers, bullying them at Banana.
Oh, yeah, they did. And HR sent 4 players over towards Banana at the beginning of that round. That was so the 2 A players could use their nade sets at the beginning, and then both B players still had their nades left for the end of the round there. And you can see how well that paid off for them. That flash coming out towards mid does push JR back, and now Snatchy is posted up on the angle.
They're getting a bit more aggro this time around as well. Sprout fighting very early on for brackets control. Want to try and take it straight away. Flashbang goes in to allow Speedy to peek it. Ooh. They don't get too risky. I mean, Lime's right there. He was going for the early info play, but deviates back towards the site to at least play a bit safer.
Oh, drops a nade right on Kalinka's head as well. Favin towards Banana, and they get one right back. 3 people taking 30 or 40 damage from one nade.
I like that a lot as well. That was sick. Lion getting himself up on top of the very tall box and bouncing that off the skybox to do a ton of damage. Tasty nade to throw into the mix, and it worked well with the timing. Issue is, damage will only get you so far. It's kills that you need. That's the actual commodity. And you look at who's alive. Timing could be everything here as well, David, because they want to walk up behind, but they take the full-on approach, sprinting up short. But the D-Hug goes down. Fragged out by Flairich as he'll hit the opening kills. They don't know that Lime's there, but when they push through, he's caught off guard, flicking between 2 different angles, and we're left in a 3 versus 2 site retake for HellRaisers.
That smoke from the CTs was so important. They smoked off Moto and stopped that split from happening. They had to cycle back around towards short, and they were able to get some kills. It is working, and Kalinka, with 19 HP, wins that fight against the man in pit. But Favin does not allow him to win that round. Takes the wide swing, knowing he's low HP. Favin closes it out for Sprout, and we are all tied up yet again.
Could we have asked for a better outcome? 16-16. Giving it to us raw. No trivia here into overtime. Double AWP setup being pulled out, though, Davey. JR and Kalinka back on the bolt actions. Can they get much done with these big British sniper rifles?
Well, Dennis has just missed 3 shots on the window with the deagle, so that's not a promising start to the round. Snatchy also does take a little bit of nade damage, and ooh, that missed smoke actually could be a big factor in this round. It doesn't seem like much, but what it does is it allows Kalinka to stay on this angle, which means he has so much information. If they don't properly clear him out, he will be able to get 1 free shot off. And Favin looks like he is going to throw that Molotov to make sure that is denied. It is. Good nade usage from Sprout to make sure that Kalinka's info is not used too effectively. The nades come out, they force him off, and Favin is going to drop this nade again, it looks like. Ooh, the retake nades are coming in, but the counter Molotov working wonders. Problem's pushed his way up to the sandbags, and Sprout has decided they want to come back and clear them out of here.
Crazy bit is as well. It feels like nearly every round we've seen a player tucked in behind that sandbags, holding the angle to try and hold on to banana control. You get to land that money in, it forces him out the angle. If he would have been there, he'd have been burnt to a crisp, or at least forced backs, they would have killed him on the cross. This time around, though, he's not there. They do have tons of utility to put to use on that T side. Meanwhile, back with the CTs, Kalinka has to just hit his shots. He's out in the open. It's a gamble, but it pays off. Problem, tucks into first oranges. They expose themselves to him with a back turn. He'll get 1. Tried to find the follow-up through the fountain as well, but he'll be washed away. His blood gets spilt, and we're left in a 3v3.
That was a good smoke as well from Kalinka that he put down, but he kept trying to fight behind it. The man jumped up on top of first and took him out, and this double flank from Banana could be huge. They have the Molotov.
Molly goes in, sets ablaze to the back of the site, but no one's there. No one tucked in by new box. But JR will need a new box, quite literally. His face gets blown to bits by Spiddy on top of the coffins. Trapped in the angle, all he's got to do is bait him in for Favin to swing out from first. Look how low Flerich is. He won't remain alive for long. And the 17th round goes the way of Sprout. They win it out in the OT, 2-1. A slight edge. Possibility of winning it here if they can play strong on their CT side.
No, there absolutely is, and based on how the second half of their CT side went in the first half of the game, that sentence was a little confusing, but hopefully everybody was able to follow along. The way that Sprout ended their CT side was actually really strong comparatively to how they started. Remember, they went down 7-1 to start off this game, and were able to claw that half back to a 9-6 half. So we'll see if Sprout, yeah, they do. They opt for this double op instantly. They go right into it. They want to put the pressure onto HR. They want to shut down whatever crazy aggression they think HR is going to bring to them. And look at JR. He's going for this fast banana peek as well. The flashes come out, but he is going to get one for free. The flashes miss, not blind, and Dennis takes the L.
Yep, the big L pushes out, gets his head thrown 3 blocks. He should have flee. He should have gotten out of there, but instead he ran a risk, tried to push himself straight down and died because of it. So we're left already in a 5v4. JR does take damage, but being an AWPer, he's not going to give a damn.
No, and the flash is going to come out to push him off of the angle, and he does just back up. He doesn't give away that he has that op over towards long, but Diha is now out of position once his teammate gets forced back. JR, he is going to try to go for the re-aggression, but JR is right there waiting. And now poor Snatchy with this op on the balcony. Does get 1, does get 2, actually.
I mean, you call him poor, but at this point, he's making some money as he gets loud with the AWP. 3 frags found in quick succession. The bomb is dropped, and a round that looked done. It looked like it was chalked up to be HR's through and through. Instead, it's tight. It's on the tightrope, and this man's walking a fine line between this world and the next, but he hits the shot. Spiddy slays Lime. JR, a near miss, but at least he's got utility to play with. Drops out the Molotov, grabs the AK, puts himself up on a high angle, hits the headshot, and makes it winnable. 1v1 versus Spiddy, but he's dinked on re-entry. It'll keep him in check, Davey, and he's only got 20 seconds. Needs to take a back step, grab the bomb, and push his way back up. Drops in a Molotov, has to commit to the pop. His knees are sticking out. Thick fires save lives, but not this time, as he'll die to Spiddy. 18-16 Sprout, 1 away from the win.
Spiddy doesn't care if his feet are on fire as long as he can still use his hands. He powers through that Molotov and denies that bomb plant. The missed Molotov costing JR that round. If that Molotov lands on top of Moto, there's a good chance that Speedy cannot run through it. He's too low HP. If he decides to commit through it, it's a favorable fight for JR. But because that Molotov misses, Speedy goes right through, rushes him down in the site, and takes him out. But the man of that round, Snatchy, on the balcony. I have never seen an Opper on balcony just multi-frag out like that. That was absolutely insane from him.
Oh, dude, that was outrageous. Like, the first two, and you're thinking, man, okay, this guy's cracked. He's giving it. Like, he's on the gear right now. The fact he kept going and wasted so much time as well, madness. Utter madness. That's the MVP played around, and possibly the entire game, if they get one more round, right? 19-16, shut it down, put it to bed. That's a 2-0. They've already won Vertigo. That was a commanding victory, 16-5. All they need is one more round for this to be their 2-0. And their road to Pro League, that one step closer. Kalinka, though, one step close to a totem pole! But they fall down! The double kill to open a round, but oh my goodness, no, not again, Snatchy. Come on, calm it down.
He has to try to do it again. His teammates are here to rotate over, but the bomb is not committed to the A site. We might see HR just fall back over towards B. They still have quite a bit of utility. Actually, they've just used their last smoke, so take that back. They don't have a smoke, which means going into B site is going to be practically impossible for them. They know they need to commit towards A. You cannot go into B without a CT smoke. It's just too risky. So because of that, they are slowing it down, because obviously Sprout doesn't know that they don't have a smoke, right? So they're trying to make them think, well, they could go back to B, they could be A, we're really not sure. But Snatchy, this angle, it allows him to hold short without having to worry about being killed from balcony. They
This is
are
terrifying.
just waiting. Now I think they want Lime to try to walk into B here and try to pull that rotate from Speedy. If they can do that, they might have a chance, but even if Lime gets this kill on the entry, he doesn't spot him. He has spotted him now, and Faven goes down, and that should pull the rotations. Yes, you see Speedy is leaving. They are running back to B. They should have time. Oh, that fight.
My.
That fight. If that fight goes the way of Speedy, HR is running into the site. Snatchy goes down. But if that fight goes the way of Speedy, then HR is running into that B site with 1 second to plant the bomb and no CT smoke.
Yeah, that's the crazy bit, right? It is the fact that they went for the double back and decided, okay, we've pulled the rotate, but we go B. We know B's open. Let's not worry about the risk that maybe he's hanged around on the A site. We can guarantee we can get into B, but as you said, right, all it takes is a couple of stray bullets. You kill the planter, you've won the round. If he lost the 1v1 in CT, the game was still up in the air.
Absolutely. If Speedy wins that 1 versus 1, it is going to start off with a pick for Faven. That boost at the corner takes down Lime and Logs. And now HR playing for the series point, down a man.
Sprout, they've got a taste of victory in their mouths. They like how it tastes. They're thinking, I could take a bit more of this. But they need this round if they want to enjoy it, Davey. If they don't, we're going to double overtime. That's still very much a possibility if HellRaisers can find these 5 kills. They're holding on their default right now. The only man that's playing a little bit aggressive is Kalinka, but he's backing off for apartments.
That is so unfortunate for Sprout over towards the A site, though. They don't communicate their smokes effectively, and 2 players use their smokes at the same time. And Faven is very aggressive, and this is not what you want if you are the only B player. We could just see HR just send it into the B site right now. They elect not to.
This is balmy. Yeah, I mean, I guess they assumed that there wasn't just one man on B, right, based off how he played, because he could have thrown the round there. If they went in for B, they would have got in. It would have just been on Speedy to hold it down. But instead, they've gone back over to A, getting another entry and now having the frag advantage.
They have. We've seen a lot of that in this game. The solo B anchors are committing too hard to looking for kills when they need to be playing a lot to stay alive and play for rotates. And now, Snatchy and Dennis have to come up huge. Snatchy will likely be the first point of contact here. He is up. He does spot them walking out, and another leg shot. That's 2 this round. And now Dennis has to frag out. He needs to delay them for as long as he can. He gets 1. He gets the 3rd. That's it. Sprout's done it. Dennis on top of the sight box sprays down 3 and closes out the round and the game for Sprout.
Oh, dirty Dennis, the jammy dodger himself with the AUG. Rinses them, switches to the AK at the last possible second as well. and shuts it down. Wins the game for Sprout. No double OT. No third map. We're not